Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, back with another Mixed Manny chat. This week is going to be the August Color Street Color Play subscription box Café book club. And I do have the sets here. Initially, if you haven't seen my unboxing of this, had a tough time figuring out what I wanted to do with it. But I did end up coming up with something, so I'm going to be kind of following my little design that I kind of created. So let's get into it. I want to try to keep this to a one-parter, so hoping that I won't go over time, but you know me, sometimes I get too chatty and end up taking a little more time. I am using multiple sets because the subscription box did include 4 sets. I'm going to use them all along with the nail art that was included. For those that didn't watch the unboxing and don't know, Color Play is a monthly subscription box that Color Street came out with. In December of 2022 was the very first box. And I've been subscribing to the boxes like every single month. It comes typically with a pamphlet like this and shows you 3 different styles of manis to do and describes what's included in the sub box. And as usual, I'm not going to follow any of the suggestions that they have because I like to just do my own thing. But I had to plan it out a little bit because I initially wasn't enthused about this box. Like, separately, I probably would have bought pretty much everything except for the tortoise shell. I like that on glasses, and I could tell you that much. Like, almost all of my glasses I wear have like a tortoise shell kind of design with the cat eye kind of look to it. But on my nails, I was like, I don't know. But I've seen so many mixed manis using it and actually liking it. So I'm like, okay, I think I can get on board with this. So enough chit chat. Let's begin. You'll see that I have a penny because I am going to actually be creating my own French tips for this one, Foreshadow, because I wanted to have more of the negative space. If I'm going to include nail art decals, I want to have that negative space. So let's begin. Let's begin. If I can just get this open. Wow. Weakling today. Can't even get the set open. Good thing I have tools. Alright. As you note, I've already prepped my nails. Took off my previous polish, even though I really didn't want to. I really liked my Summer Is Not Over Yet mani that I did, and I'm kind of sad that I took it off, but it is what it is. And you know what? I might be able to use just one. Let's see how I can do this, because yeah, I could totally use just one and do either sides so that I'm not wasting any of the strips. So I personally don't like these pre-cut strips because I could typically cut them myself with scissors, and then they don't usually like to pull off as nicely and cleanly as I would like them. So yeah, but we are still going to work with it. There we go. Going to waste this strip, or am I? Am I going to waste the strip? No, we're going to put it on the thumb. No, because the thumb one I want a little bit wider than that, so we're going to throw it out. Even though I do have a drawn out plan, it's still kind of a improvise on the nails kind of thing, because you never know how it's going to look until you actually kind of place it. So, yeah. You guys get to go through the process with me because I do not edit my videos. I like to just do it live, chit-chat with y'all, and then post pics of the final results. So, alright, there we go. That one laid out way better than the other one. Despite me being left-handed, I would think that I would do my right hand better, but a lot of the times my left hand ends up looking way better than my right, even though I'm left-handed. So, see how that edge is like missed there? But, you know, no one's going to notice that except me, so it's like one of those things where it's like, ah. But I know that I'm not going to have this on for a full week. Labor Day is coming up, and I will do something Labor Day related for my nails at that point. Alright, so question is do I want to do a full-on thumb? Because I was going to use one of the nail decals, and they're pretty big. So I think I might not actually do the thumb one right now. I might do... Let's do the second one and use it on the thumb. Because although I do want the look, let's see, how am I going to do this so that it actually is going to fit? There we go. There we go. There we go. Ha! It'll just need a little bit of cleanup. Today, if you're watching this when it posts, was National Cinema Day. I mentioned this in my other video. Who went to the movies? Who took advantage of the fact that 30,000 theaters were selling tickets for only $4 a pop for folks to enjoy a movie today? Totally had a blast watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with my gal pals. And eating at an awesome cafe that serves Japanese fluffy souffle pancakes. So that was a nice way to spend my Sunday fun day. But yeah, National Cinema Day. If you haven't seen the new Turtles movie and you are a fan of the Turtles, just know going in that the interpretation of the characters is a lot different than the original Turtles that we had seen back in the late 80s and 90s. So if you're expecting that, you'll be like surprised. But I really liked the characters. Surprisingly, they made Donatello, which is like the most forgettable character in my opinion out of the Turtles, even though it was my sister Michelle's favorite turtle. They made Donatello pretty awesome. Like, I was almost like, oh shoot, like my favorite turtle is Michelangelo, but I almost was like, I might have to switch. I mean, my favorite color is purple as it is, and Donatello is purple, but, you know, back when I was growing up, like, Donatello was not my favorite. Michelangelo was my favorite. I mean, Michelangelo's still my favorite. And my brother's favorite was Raphael. And I don't think there was, I don't remember if there was anyone who liked Leonardo. Was it my best friend Lynn that liked Leonardo? I can't remember, but there were 4 of us when we used to play Ninja Turtles at home. Yeah, so yeah, but The movie was pretty dope. I'll tell you that much. I enjoyed it immensely. Just lots of twists and turns in the story, which was awesome. Very surprising. And the music, the score, totally my jam. But yeah. If you haven't seen the new Turtles movie and you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, I recommend you go and take a look at it. Go watch. It's worth it. Alright. Here we go. I am like trying to figure out how I want to do the nail decals, because originally I was going to throw the nail decals under and top it with first edition, but I have a feeling it's going to be too bumpy, so I'm going to use a liquid polish after I put the nail decals, because I just think that that will make the most sense. So what I need to open next, because I'm going to have my own custom-made French tips with the penny trick. I'm going to open up Foreshadow, because that's going to go under the actual French tips from the subscription box, Bookworm, on some of my fingers. So let's do that really quick. And I need to figure out, it's going to be for these 3 fingers where I will have the extra blue. Since I have the blue along the sides here, I'm going to do the blue along the sides here. And then top it with Bookworm and first edition and some nail decals. Only on the thumb and the pinky and the ring finger. I'm going to leave these 2 without nail decals, because I don't need nail decals on all of my fingers. But let's take a look and see, as far as creating the French tips, which ones I am going to want to do. And I'm like torn, because I don't know if I'm going to make nail sticks of these, especially open book, because it's like if I make a nail stick with it, I'm going to waste one of the split strips. And I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm still thinking about it. So I'm not going to seal those yet until I figure out what I want to do. Since I am going to be cutting these for French tips, I'm going to keep most of the ones that I use for a regular mani. Yep, I think that's all of them. So that I can use this Foreshadow for another mani later. Now, Color Street is a one-time use product, but I like to heat seal mine and hope that they'll work another day for another mani. So, not guaranteed that it'll work, but sometimes when you put it back in its original packaging and heat seal it, you know, pretty quickly, there is luck to use them another time. I've done that a lot of times with my nieces. I'll use the leftovers, because usually they're like the odd size ones left. And so I plan on doing that. I'm just looking for some nail sticks here, actually, because for Foreshadow I do want to use a nail stick, and probably for first edition too. But I probably won't do it for Bookworm. I probably won't do it for and I definitely won't do it for open book. Alright, but here we go. So this is the penny trick. So basically, sorry, I gotta do it the other way. You trace with a pen just along the tip, and cut it, and then you're able to place that on your nail like a French tip. And I know there's other methods that people do. They have craft punches that are like circle craft punches that they can use. This one is the most effective if you don't have the craft punch, because almost everyone has a penny somewhere in their bags. that they can use. I want to lay that just a little bit higher than where the normal white of my nail is, because I am going to lay Bookworm on top of that as well. So here we go. Let me just tear that off and see if I might be able to salvage this for another nail. Typically I can do it twice before I can't use it anymore in this fashion. So let's try again. Oh. So for those that have been kind of keeping track and have seen my older videos, so my dad still has his catheter in, but the plans are to have that removed, or taken out I should say, either tomorrow or Tuesday, and see if he can pee on his own. So hoping it all goes well. Thanks for any of you who have kept him in your thoughts and prayers, and I will keep you posted on how he's doing. This past weekend, I was trying to show my nieces the movie Ever After. Panda Bear actually had never seen Ever After either. Turns out that when that movie was released, he and his family were going through some rough times, and so movies were like the last thing on his mind. So he's never seen it, and so Ever After, I have to say, is like my most all-time favorite Cinderella story that's been made thus far. And I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not, but that's my opinion. So I think just the way that the story was written, the script was written, really was witty and amazing story. Amazing rendition of Cinderella. So yeah, if you've never seen it and you subscribe to Disney Plus, know that you do have the opportunity to watch that on Disney Plus. So yeah. And then I've been listening to audiobooks of the Bridgerton series, and I've gotten through to Sir Philip with Love, which is the book for Eloise, for those that are Bridgerton fans of the Netflix show and want to like get into the books. Eloise is the 5th Bridgerton. The Bridgertons are named alphabetically, and so yeah, that book's about Eloise and how she finds love finally. And now I'm on what's the book called? When He Is Wicked, I want to say. So it's on Francesca, the is it Francesca? Am I saying that wrong? I don't know. I just started the book, so I'm like still kind of like getting acquainted with the names. But yeah, the 6th Bridgerton, and the books are kind of out of like order, like as far as timeline goes. And you'll notice if you watch the Netflix show that they also end up going out of order. At least for season 3 that's coming up, it's going to be out of order. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the changes that they're gonna do for the show. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I've already recognized some of the changes based on, you know, some of the tidbits that they've had out there on what to expect in the next season. And so yeah, I'll be curious to see all of the different changes that they're going to be making for that. But yeah, shout out to my friend Non Diane, who got me to watch the show, which now led me to want to read, listen to the books. So yeah. I got a warning on my phone today. Not a tropical storm this time, but heat warning, excessive heat warning here in Southern California, which I'm like, really? Excessive heat? It's only supposed to be in the high 90s, and they're saying high 90s is excessive heat. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like born and raised here in California, us Californians are relatively soft compared to some of the other states. Might not be a popular opinion. I mean, whoever's watching and is from California, don't hate me for my opinion. It is my opinion. But we're so soft. We're so like, oh my gosh, anything above like 72, anything like heading higher than like the 80s is like excessive heat. Like, for reals? Like, okay, I get like when it gets above 100, like when it gets above body temperature, right? The 98.6. Okay, now we're talking about like that's kind of towards, you know, fever territory. Okay, excessive heat. Got it. But anything that's like at body temperature or below, like, come on. Excessive heat? I guess. I mean, definitely for poor animals that are left outside, or God forbid left in cars, you evil pet owners that don't think about your pets. But yeah, like, I don't know. Boy, I'm in a complaining mood today, and a real quiet mood, so Aunt Flo must be heading into town soon. I apologize in advance if not as cheerful as I normally am, and not as talkative. I'm trying to think like what happened this week besides work, and I'm having a really hard time thinking about like anything that's happened. I know that I had really wanted to try out Get Fit Factory, which didn't quite happen this week. And we're planning on Tuesday evening or Wednesday being the day that I get to go try it out and see if I like it enough to get a monthly subscription to take classes there. But they have like Zumba, cardio kickboxing, hip-hop. But then they only have classes like on the weekdays, like in the evening time. So it would have to be after work for me. And for those that know, work is like 19 miles away, and then this workout studio is like not in like near home, so it's like a little bit further out, and so that makes it a little difficult to like get to the classes in time if I'm trying to take a class that's not like a 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. class. And then 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. that ends up being really late for Panda Bear, because Panda Bear, my significant other, drives me to and from work. So that's a lot to ask of him. And so yeah, it might just be that if I do end up liking this workout studio, that I only take classes on the weekends and the days where I'm able to work remote. Because yeah, otherwise it's just a lot of driving for him. Okay, so there we go with that. So now let's move on to Bookworm. And this is going to go on all of the fingers. So once again, what am I trying to do here? I've got the blues laid down. I'm going to lay down the Bookworm, which are the curly Q scribbles I've got there. And then I'm going to add first edition, which is the glitter overlay, and then the nail stickers, the nail decals on these 3 fingers. And then I'm going to top it with a liquid top coat, which, let me just grab that so that it's ready. But yeah, how are we doing on time? Got 10 minutes left. We can do it. We can totally do it. Wow, time flies though, huh? Because I am shocked that it's only like 10 minutes left in my 38-minute. So here we go. These I'm not going to use more than one. I'm just going to use it the way they're meant to be used. But look at that. It's a little bit, you can see, a little bit semi-transparent sheer there. So laying it on top of the blue, whoa, wrong finger. Laying it on top of the blue is going to look kind of interesting because you'll see that it's going to be darker where there's the blue. But yeah, that's like, the Bookworm is the first design jelly strip that Color Street has come out with, and dual-ended French, meaning that instead of a flat edge right here, it's a curved edge, where if you wanted to use it like a regular, like a full nail versus the French tip, you could totally do it without any issue. But I wasn't going to use in that fashion for my, ooh. One thing about French tips is I never end up making them match because I'm like not paying attention to like how far I'm putting them down, and so that sometimes bums me out because I like things to look very uniform, and so my OCD kicks in really fast when I notice that. But yeah, I do love the look of the negative space with the French tip though. Like, every time I do a French tip mani with like the negative space where you can see my nail, I like that. I don't know why. I gravitate towards those types of manis a lot. But yeah. Here we go. Yeah, see? Already you could tell I laid way more on this end, on this finger, than that finger. But it is what it is. We won't fret over it. Yeah, this is too small. I have a hard time with the French tips that are already like pre-cut like these, because oftentimes if I don't think about it and measure it out like that, I end up using too small of one, and like my nail is exposed on like the edge, and again the OCD totally kicks in, and it's like, oh, you missed a spot there. You completely missed a spot. And ooh, this might end up being so dark that you won't even be able to see the tortoise shell. Oh, well, see, this is what happens like when you think something's gonna look one way and then it ends up not looking how you want it. But I'm already committed to it, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. Already committed. Probably should have done it the opposite, maybe, with the blue at the tip. But yeah, now it's so dark. I probably... oh well. There's really no way of fixing that. It'll just look dark. We don't care. It's just nails. And again, like I said, this isn't going to be on my nails for like all that long. Because Labor Day is coming and I do want to do a Labor Day themed mani. So I haven't figured it out yet as far as how I want to do my Labor Day mani, but I know I'm going to do one closer towards the end of the week because my niece Emmeline has a dance recital this coming weekend, during Labor Day weekend. And so we are going to go get to see her perform. So I'm super excited about that. Haven't seen them since the last time when they kind of passed through town going home from their trip up north. So it'll be nice to see her. So, and I don't know if she'll want me to do her nails after her dance recital or not. But you know, Auntie, she's going to bring her nail stuff just in case she wants. Yep. Okay. So let's put these away for another time. And these will be from my middle. Well, at least for those who have thought about it, if you were thinking about layering the tortoise shell over the navy, don't do it. You can't see it, so it's not worth it. It's kind of technically just wasting the strip, which I'm going to continue doing anyways because I'm committed now. So I'm gonna work through it anyway. So yeah, you may want to, if you want to have the little blue peeking out, cut just like a tiny strip, like a tiny nail strip, or perhaps use the open book if you don't mind it not having a curved edge to it. Use the open book split strips and just lay down the strip across, and that would be another idea. So probably should have tested it on one nail first, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, what time is it? Ooh, 4 minutes. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's wrap it up. Ooh. Oh, too close. That one's a little close. Yeah, I have to say, a lot of people who really love neutrals and love the tortoise shell were excited about this box. As for me, this is not my fave. So I guess it also translates to the mani that I'm making right now. I don't know though, after I add the nail decals, like, maybe perhaps I'll like it more, but I won't hold my breath. See if I can remember which nail decals I had wanted to use. Because I drew them out kind of similar to what they look like. To help me remember which ones and how to lay them. Again, I typically like having my nails match on my hands, both hands. So I kind of tried to pick the nail decals that looked almost the same. but they aren't all the same. Like, they don't have pairs. I think it's very random, a lot of the nail decals. So yeah, that kind of throws things off a little bit. 2 minutes. Okay, let's put this up higher. Just a tad higher. I have a feeling I'm not going to make the deadline, and it's going to be a 2-parter because I still have to put first edition, and I got to put the nail decals, and I've got to put the liquid top coat. So, yep, I don't think I will make that deadline, and I'm not going to rush it and completely ruin my mani just to make the deadline. So, now I'm just going to slow down because, you know what? I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'll just take my sweet time and hope that I'm not taking up too much of my family's time. I kind of tend to like to lock myself in my home office when I'm doing my nails so that I can record the video, but sometimes, like, my family members have to get past to do whatever they need to do in this room or the room that's, you know, in the next room. And so if that happens, it happens. And then also sometimes my dog Buddha, he doesn't like to stay in the room, even though he begs to come into the room, and then he later begs to go out by scratching on the door. So if that happens, y'all will hear it. So just apologies in advance if that happens and you can hear the noise happening back there. But so far so good. He's being very cooperative right now and not making a peep. He's actually just trying to keep cool and lay down. And so proud of him. But Buddha tends to sleep with Panda Bear and I in our bed. So let's do another timer. And Buddha's really fickle. Like, he likes being in bed with his mama. And then when Papa gets into bed, then Buddha's like, peace out, I'm out. So he sometimes does that, and it's really frustrating because it's like, I'm on the side of the bed where it's easiest to put the dog up and down of the bed, and so when he does that, I have to be the one to basically get out of bed and let him out or whatever of the bedroom. And so it's frustrating for me because a lot of the times he likes to do that in the middle of the night when I'm trying to get a full night's rest. So, but with all my complaints of him, I love him to death. He is my baby. He's 15 years old. That's 105 in dog years. If you count it like that in dog years. He's an old man, but he's still my little boy. So,